If you're someone who's struggling to get your first bodyweight pull-up, you're gonna wanna give this video a watch. Not here to waste your time, so we're gonna get straight into it. So the biggest mistake that I see when people try to get their first bodyweight pull-up is, yes, they're doing different types of modifications, which is great, but they're not progressing with those type of modifications. For example, there's a few modifications that you can do if you struggle to do a bodyweight pull-up. We have banded assisted pull-ups. We have negative pull-ups. We have scapular pull-ups. And we have dead hangs. So the reason why you still struggle to get your first bodyweight pull-up, even though you're incorporating all these different types of modifications, is because you're not adding more intensity with it. Instead of using the same band every time, aim to use a band with less resistance, meaning you're getting less help during the movement. But like I mentioned, the goal is to be making it harder for you each time, and we want to up the intensity. Another way we can up the intensity and make it harder for ourselves after using a resistance band with less resistance is we're going to use one leg on it instead of two. So instead of doing the banded assisted pull-up this way, we're gonna place one foot into the band and have the other foot hanging and perform the rep this way. So the movement is still the same. So doing it that way is gonna make it harder, but that's ultimately the goal. Another great modification that you can start to incorporate is negative pull-ups. This one is my absolute favorite movement. It is very challenging. The only downside to it is if you're someone who lacks the grip strength and the bicep strength, it will be hard for you to do this, but you won't know until you try. So let's get into it. So the reason why negative pull-ups are great is because you're getting the least amount of help during the hardest part of the movement. When you get to the bottom of each rep, the eccentric, that's where you're lengthening and stretching the muscle. Compared to banded assisted pull-ups, you're getting more help during the hardest part of the movement once you get to the bottom. And that's why negative pull-ups are great, because you will be building up a lot of strength in your lats, your biceps, and your grips, which is ultimately what we want, because that's what's gonna help you do your first bodyweight pull-up. So with negative pull-ups, it's pretty much the opposite of a regular pull-up. Instead of starting at the bottom, you're gonna be starting at the top. What you're gonna do is simply jump up and slowly come down. So now, the slower you can control yourself coming down, the better. So if you find it difficult to slowly send your body down, just start with a lower amount of time. Meaning if it takes you 3 seconds to control yourself coming down, start with that. Keep doing that each week until it becomes easier. Next thing you know, you'll be able to send yourself down in 5 seconds. Keep doing that until it becomes easier. Next thing you know, you'll be able to slowly control yourself coming down within 7 seconds. And like I mentioned before, the slower the better, especially as you get to the bottom of the movement. So here it is again. Jump up, slowly come down. Ooh, love those. Another great modification you can do is scapular pull-ups. So what's initiating the movement is you driving your lats down first and pulling yourself up that way. So think about when you shrug your shoulders, you bring them up like that. I want you to think about doing it in reverse. So you're basically bringing it down. That's what's gonna help you engage your lats, and that's what's gonna be initiating the movement. A lot of people, especially beginners, might initiate the movement by using their biceps when they already lack that strength to begin with, and it becomes a lot harder to initiate the rep. So here's how you perform a scapular pull-up. Remember how I just mentioned we're doing a reverse shoulder shrug? So think about bringing your shoulders down and engaging your lats. Your shoulders are driving down, your lats are contracting, and you'll notice your chest might also stick out a little bit. So yes, my arms are bending a little bit, but what's really initiating the movement is me using my lat muscles. Incorporating this into your routine is great because it's going to teach you the proper mechanics to actually initiating the movement. And lastly, another great movement, especially if you're a beginner, is performing dead hangs. The limiting factor when it comes to people performing pull-ups is that they lack the grip strength, so their hands are going to give out before the actual target muscles of their back. So when you're performing dead hangs, when you're gripping the bar, instead of having your palms facing away from you, you're going to have it face it down, and then you're going to grip the bar that way. Here's what I mean by that. Typically, most people have their palms facing away from them. This is going to cause your grip to give out too soon. So what you want to do is take your palms and have them face down and then grip the bar that way. You'll notice you'll be able to hold on for a lot longer. So once you do that, you're going to still drive your shoulders down, engage your lats, and hold on that way. Hold on for as long as you can. You're going to set a timer and see the longest you can hold on. Perform that for 3 reps each workout. And as the weeks go by, progress with time. See if you can hold on for even longer. And within no time, you'll notice that your forearm strength will start to develop. You'll be able to hold on for longer. You'll develop bicep strength, and it'll make performing a bodyweight pull-up a whole lot easier. If you thought this video was helpful, give a like down below and subscribe for more content like this.